Due to the graphic nature of its content, listener discretion is advised.
From the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli, we fight our country's battles in the air, on land and sea. First to fight.
On this episode of Cigars and Sea Stories, the team sits down to discuss. I don't know. Bennett had the topic tonight. I mean, we're just kind of like, what are we?
We're just kind of winging it. We're winging it because I'm going to tell my story about my house.
What's going on with your house?
My dream house.
Oh, yeah.
This is going to be the best episode ever, I can tell.
Dude, we were just talking about this, though. Pinterest. I'm serious as a heart attack. I'm on Pinterest all, like, if I'm not, okay, this is gross, but everybody does it. You take your you take your phone with you into the toilet. I mean, it happens. You got a smartphone, you're sitting there with the computer on the john. I mean, time can be spent on Pinterest. You know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
And there's a lot of cool shit on there.
There really is a lot of cool stuff on Pinterest.
For example, tiny homes.
Yes. Tiny homes.
Or
Jocelyn has wood for tiny homes too.
I'm gonna have like 4 tiny homes built on shipping containers. It's no big deal.
No, so here's the backstory, America. Just a minute ago, Jocelyn wasn't there, but just a minute ago, we were talking about. Tim had sent me this link about shipping container homes, right?
Yes.
On Pinterest, right? So at the end of this, so here's where it goes for me, though. So I have had this idea for, I don't know, probably a good year and a half, 2 years, that involves 5 shipping containers, 5 40-foot shipping containers. This is pretty big, right? And you put
yeah, that's not a tiny home.
No, it's not. This isn't tiny, but it's kind of actually, either way, it's really cool. It's kind of like a compound type thing. So it could be me and my family, but it could also be extended family as well, or friends or whatever.
It reminds me of Mout Towns in 29 Palms, man.
Kind of, right? It's a little crazy.
We would put better interiors on them, Mike. There would be carpets, a toilet, and no up for
blue for up.
We wouldn't have any role players running around, like trying to shoot us up with sesame rounds. Okay, that's cool.
Real quick point about shipping containers: 1.6 million pounds of tensile strength. So if you're in a forest and you don't want a tree to knock over your home or be able to even ding it, you get a shipping container and you're all freaking set.
That's what I'm talking about. Absolutely.
Quite safe, especially hurricane proof.
And I'm looking, I know Mike kind of poo-poos this whole idea because he thinks they're just ugly hunks of metal, but I'm looking at this Pinterest page of nothing but shipping container homes, and they're all freaking beautiful, man.
Oh, yeah.
You clad them in like cedar or, some other cool siding, or spray on concrete or something,
Gingerbread even,
Well, right. So listen, so at the end of the day here, the perfect, like almost like Cigars and Sea Stories office space, okay? So what you do is you take these 5 shipping containers, you take 2 of them or 4 of them and you put them across from each other, okay? And then you cap the 4 off with the 5th shipping container. So it's like shaped like a U. Okay.
Yeah.
But what you're doing is you're setting these all on a gigantic concrete slab. Okay. And then what you do is that you build a roof, like a high peaked roof over all of it.
With cami netting.
No, but with regular roofing material. So like a regular roof, like you would a house, but a big ass house or whatever.
But the roof doesn't even have to be connected to the containers. It can be a freestanding roof that you just slide the containers under.
Correct. But then the thing is that I want it all contained. I want it all insulated. And so you would actually connect it to the containers, because then on the one end above the T or the U, the bottom of the U, which is the shipping container, right? That's where like the kitchen and like your pantry and all that stuff would be. But above that, in between, I mean, you've got these huge sets of windows, right? So it lets in all this like crazy natural light. Then at the other end that's open, I want to build a big gigantic stone fireplace, right? And then fill in the sides of that with more banks of windows and then sliding glass doors. So you've got, basically face it east west. So you get the sunrise at one side, you get the sunset at the other, and you've got a gigantic, stone hearth in the, at the far end of this amazing centralized living space. And then each shipping container you can break down into, bedrooms and bathrooms or whatever. You could probably, with 40 footers, you could probably make maybe 4, 5, 6, 7, like 8 bedrooms, considering I have a ton of kids.
Well, they are 8 foot wide.
You do have a shit ton of kids.
You could probably get 2 side by side for a 16 by 40 foot kick-ass open area for living space, or
you could do that either, but I was thinking like 40 feet long or 80 feet long and just stack them like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So literally from one end to the other, it's like 80. It's like literally like 90 feet long, this house or office space or whatever.
If it's done well, you know what I mean, and tasteful, like I'm entirely on board with the shipping container. I'll tell you where I'm not on board: the tiny house. Not on board with the tiny house.
So you want some room to spread out?
Yeah, I'm 6'2". I'm not hanging out in
room
the
for that beard too.
Exactly. Majestic is what it was called by a listener the other day.
Lord.
Majestic.
Full of it.
Well, you might need some room for your ego too. Just saying.
Right? Yeah.
His
beard ego.
No,
you get the living space, and then you got the beard room and the ego room, and then you'll be all set.
My wife is around. I come walking out of the office, and she's just flinging me with insults. Oh, look at this motherfucker! Not even going to be able to fit outside the door with that head. Your hat's not going to fit right. Oh, your beard.
Well, you guys are a good fit, because you need that. She's the pinprick to your balloon head.
Yeah. If anybody's ever like, oh, Mike's this arrogant fuck or whatever, just know that the woman I share a bed with is like, hey, what's up, you arrogant fuck? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't worry, they're doing your job, for you, kind of a deal. My wife, Daryl and I were talking about this just last night. Daryl Fusara and I. He was like, hey, if you guys wind up going like gangbusters on this TV show, what's going on here? Are you doing book signings and autographs and shit? I'm like, no, my wife won't let me. She'd slap me in the chest or upside the head or something like that and be like, you think you're a badass, but you're not.
Well, we could just have Daryl sit in for you anyway.
Well, and I guess he says that's exactly what his wife is like. So it's good. It's solid.
You'd be about to step up on a stage to accept some kind of an award for the best documentary or whatever, and she'd be like kicking you in the shin and hurling insults at you right before you walk on stage, and
even worse.
That way you shuffle with your eyes cast down at your feet and looking all meek and everything when you walk up to the microphone. That'd be awesome.
It's a stab. It's a stiletto. It's like, make sure you don't touch yourself in front of everyone. Like, what?
You're such an ass.
Who the fuck says that? What are you talking about? She does that. Everyone.
For your family. For her family.
Right, exactly.
She's putting the censor on you. The censorship.
Don't scratch yourself.
Right. She's throwing the censorship down on you because you're an embarrassment.
Right. It's like you got to be self-conscious. There's a little Catholic guilt that comes along with it.
So this opens up the doors for a whole other discussion we weren't planning on, which is the impact of our significant others on our lives.
Listen to Jocelyn. Oh, God.
But let's stick with the tiny homes and the container homes for a minute, though, because I really like this stuff. I'm thinking this could like change the world,
Well,
This could
I'm
prevent-
totally on board with the tiny homes.
Tim thinks it's swell.
I wouldn't use the word swell to describe this, but I think it's a business opportunity.
I think that if we could get everybody on board with that kind of living, where it's not the traditional 300,000 plus 30-year mortgage, where everybody's an indentured servant for freaking their entire working lives, and they could build it, paid off in 2-3 years, and actually have a comfortable living space that's actually stronger and more well built than a regular home. You know what? I'm all about it. That sets people free to live lives.
And that could possibly be mobile.
Heck yeah. Because it's a
Look,
shipping container, duh.
Everybody can't be on board with tiny homes. They wouldn't all fit.
No. Check this out. So how about you
Hey.
have an average size home built out of shipping containers? But
Oh,
if you
yeah,
break down to be modular, and you can actually break it down, put it on a couple, 3-4 trucks, whatever, however many containers it is, and move it and set it back up like a big erector set. How cool would that be?
I'm all about the erectors.
Okay, it would be cool. It would be cool, but I don't know how often I'm gonna move my house.
Oh God, stop whining.
Well, then just leave it there. Fuck, I don't care.
I'm not whining. I'm throwing rounds downrange. I want to.
So it's an option. Nobody said you had to take it.
No,
But
I feel you.
The point is,
Michael
you have
will
an
never
average
take
or
this
even
option.
large
Dude, the
size home.
shipping containers are cool, man. The tiny home, I can't do it. I told you, the shipping container thing, if done tastefully, if it's a fucking house.
Mike, look at the email I just sent you.
Hey, man, I see it on Pinterest all the time. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, open the email I just sent you. You'll see what I'm talking about. This thing's badass.
I can't do it.
What do you mean you can't do it? You got your laptop in front of you, right?
Can I do it?
Can I do it?
Sure, you can do that.
Hold on.
We
Hold
have the
on.
technology.
But wait,
We can rebuild him.
Faster,
wait, there's
stronger.
more.
Faster.
Speaking of which, so Steve Austin, a man barely alive. Who thinks that would make a great
Austin.
remake for a movie?
Who?
Steve Austin? Like
Which Steve
Stone
Austin?
the $6 million
Cold
man.
Steve Austin?
Remember that?
Stone
Oh, that
Cold
was-
Steve
Cold
Austin.
Steve Austin?
I mean,
No.
no, not that Steve Austin. No,
The-
the freaking Steve Austin $6 million man from back in the 70s.
Does he have to be deaf?
Does he have to be what?
Deaf.
Deaf?
I don't think he was deaf.
Well, the guy
I
playing
don't
him
think it
was
was
deaf.
deaf.
No.
No,
No, that was the Hulk, Lou Ferrigno.
that was the Hall.
Yeah, you're
Oh,
thinking of
sorry.
One of those other 70s shows.
Lee Majors. Lee Majors was Steve
Lou
Austin.
Ferrigno is fucking gonna pound through Jocelyn's wall like the goddamn Kool-Aid man.
You making
Snap
fun
his-
of me because I'm deaf?
He was Mr. Olympia, dude. You can't mess with him.
Did you ever see that movie I Love You, Man? Oh God, who was in that? I don't
Jim
know.
Carrey.
Lou Ferrigno. No, get the fuck out of here. No, it was the guy.
I love man.
Yes, it was a good movie.
Yeah, I do remember that, but I don't
It had
remember.
Paul Rudd. It had Paul Rudd. Oh my God, who's the other guy from Forgetting Sarah Marshall? Oh, this is gonna kill me. He was on Freaks and Geeks and How I Met Your Mother. Ah,
The naked guy.
I can't
Yeah,
exactly.
the naked guy. Yes, exactly. What the fuck is
Perfect.
his name?
I can remember his testicles, but not his name right now.
What's his name?
Is that weird? Is it strange?
A little
Anyhow.
bit, a little bit, but
Oh,
then
you-
again,
you're
you
Lou
got on
Ferrigno.
board with tiny
Freaked out
homes.
on that dude. Lou Ferrigno freaks out on that dude on Venice Beach in that movie. And that is what's going to happen to Jocelyn. I'm not going to lie, man. This the shipping container cantilever house thing is cool, Tim. I dig it.
You're damn right, man.
Is
And look
there
at
like
it- it's like-
James Bond garage on that motherfucker? Because she ain't very accessible. You know
Well,
what I mean?
Look at where they put that thing, man. I think they had a helicopter just drop it in the middle of that canyon.
That's sick.
It's pretty awesome.
Hey, Penny.
I think I want to have crazy sex in that thing. What's up?
Jason Segel.
What?
Jason Segel. Right on.
That's his name.
He's got a good set of nuts on him. Jason Segel,
Not
not
to
a
be
veteran.
confused with Steven Seagal.
Who is that? Jason
It's
Segel.
the guy. It's the guy that we were trying to figure out who it was that was in.
Oh,
He's on How I Met Your Mother and.
well, we never got past the $6 million man.
Well-
Freaking Steve Austin, a man barely alive. We have the technology. We can rebuild him. Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah,
dun,
but
dun,
there's only
dun.
2 of us that know that show.
No, get the fuck out of here. Come on, man. Everybody had late night TV. All right.
Come on.
It's-
There's
So,
no
so,
TV.
so you
land.
know about
It-
the $6 million man, Mike?
It went into syndicate. Of course I do.
Okay.
With that motherfucker in the jumpsuit sprinting up the goddamn.
Yes.
Yes.
The unitard.
Then you wouldn't be the first one I've talked to
I'm a
that had no idea what the hell
unitard.
it was.
Yeah, exactly. With the
na,
freaking
na.
belt on. With that weird belt that goes around that thing. The jumpsuit with the weird belt.
we need
What's
to
up
bring
with
that
that?
back. I think jumpsuits are all about it, man.
I think with inflation, though, you couldn't make it the $6 million man anymore. It'd have to be like the $6 billion man.
Correct.
Because nobody thinks that's a lot of money.
I'm telling you, I think that they were they were thinking about remaking that and renaming it something like that, like the $60 million man or
I think
some
you should be-
asinine thing like
Bennett,
that.
you should be Steve Austin.
No, way too fat.
Well,
Just saying.
it's an older show. You could be the now old
The bald, fat Steve Austin.
Hey, so
Awesome.
so
You know what?
so you know
Me-
Lee Spears who played the part. He was married to Farrah Fawcett. You guys know who she was, right?
Yeah, but she's batshit crazy, so it doesn't
Well,
really
she
count.
is, but I think she dead now.
She's died.
She's
She
dead.
She died.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah,
well,
but
let's
she
not
was
talk
hot back
shit
in the
about
day,
the
man.
dead, but you guys can bring up Jane Fonda all you want. Let's do this.
That bitch is
I
alive.
don't want to talk about
Wait.
her.
Okay, so hold on. I got an idea. Let's take it another direction and go the $60,000 man.
There
You know,
you go.
what I mean? It's
So
like
we're going
we
budget.
we had to like part some shit out.
This is a
Like,
top secret government project to build.
it's not can we rebuild them? It's like shit.
Well,
really
should
build them
we
with duct tape and
rebuild
shoe
them?
rubber bands.
Fuck.
I like
He's
it.
got like a broken ass
Using
laptop
solid
and a set of
fork
Google
sprays and
glasses.
shit.
My Toshiba laptop that was floating
Right.
across my basement the other night when I came.
And some fucking Google glasses or something. There you go.
You rebuilt them. Fuck.
Google help! I can't reach the spaghetti sauce.
Oh my god.
Fuck.
It's like Edward Scissorhands gone bad.
It is. Oh, Jesus.
Oh god,
That's
it's
a
like
good
this
movie.
recording. It's like this recording going bad.
No, dude, this is good stuff. This is stuff we never get to talk about.
It's hysterical.
It is. Well, it is shit that we never get to talk about because it's always like, hey, man, don't get me wrong. I love adding value to every situation. You know what I mean? But God's honest truth, like, one of the main reasons why we started recording all this nonsense is because it's like, you know what? We do this shit during our off time. You know?
Yeah,
Anyhow.
smoking and joking, my friend.
Exactly.
1775.
I'm just
Yeah.
having a conversation in my room. It's happening to go into this fucking speaker thingy. You know? I'm just
Hey.
talking to my buddies.
So, has anyone seen Star Wars?
No.
The new one, no, not yet.
Never mind. I can't.
But
talk
but I
about
did
that.
buy the whole series on digital download from iTunes, and I watched all of the
Dude.
old Star Wars.
Dude, my kids went out to Star Wars and I puked like half a dozen times.
Yeah, I remember
while
you
they were
saying
gone.
that. That was
I
horrible.
don't want to hear about that.
Did it make you feel like the Force was with you? Was
It did.
Well,
It
after
did.
all was said and done, the movie was pretty good, and our Marine friend, Adam Driver, was pretty good in it.
Adam Driver,
Just saying.
if you hear this, you better come on the show, brother, because
Yeah.
yet Semper.
Dude,
I've been trying to reach out to him. I can't pin it down though. So
What?
You know, I saw a thing he did for the arts. It was a charity thing for military folks to get them involved in the arts when they separate.
yes,
It was a pretty cool little clip I found online somewhere. But he
I
seems
saw on
like
Facebook too that he was like serving meals to guys in somewhere the other day.
yeah, I'm down with somebody that wants to serve me a meal. I'm good with that.
He was like at a chow hall. I don't know if it was like Afghanistan.
I'm not.
Oh,
He's a little tall for my taste, but I like him.
He is freaking tall.
He
Sorry.
needs a sandwich, is what he needs.
Well, listeners, one of us is less than 6 steps removed from this guy, so let's get her done. You know what I mean?
Somehow.
Get him in the fold.
It's probably
Adam Douglas Driver. That's who we need to talk
Bring
to.
it, baby. Come on the show, man. Tell us
What
how it
unit
is
was
over
he
there.
in? Does anybody know? I mean, we
Hollywood.
was he?
Yeah, we
around?
got a
Was
bunch.
he? Was
Just
he
keep
around?
talking. I'll find out.
We have
Yes,
so
he was.
many
Yeah,
different.
he was an infantry guy.
Maybe he doesn't like weapons company. That's why he didn't want to come on.
Maybe.
Don't hate.
Don't hate.
Commiserate.
What unit was he? Oh, 1st Battalion, 1st Marines. As an
One-
81 millimeter mortarman.
There you
See,
go.
Mike,
Look at that.
right in your wheelhouse, buddy.
What up, buddy? How many books do you think you can take, Adam Driver? Let's spade the fuck out of this. You know what I'm saying?
He served for 2 years, 8 months, and then he got out on a medical because he had a internal injury. Didn't he like break his sternum or something like that? I think.
Yeah, he busted something.
Damn.
Yeah,
Broke
I
his
mean, like
sternum?
broke something bad, like real.
But you know that's what happens when you're out there giving it all you got.
Yeah.
You know, you break stuff sometimes. Good man.
Break your
Hit 'em up.
fucking sternum.
And
Good
then,
recovery.
and then he decides to go to Juilliard.
Yeah, freaking went to Juilliard, dude.
Graduate with
what's
a
up.
Bachelor of Fine
What
Arts.
the fuck is Juilliard? Who goes to a school called Juilliard?
Well, it's a drama school. It's a ton of
School
it's a
for the arts. It's
performing arts conservatory.
It's like the Yale or Harvard of schools for the arts.
Oh yes, I went to Juilliard.
It's in
Or it's like the Culinary Institute
Manhattan.
of America is to food and chefs. You know, it's that to the
I
arts.
started practicing my plie while I was at Juilliard, and now I can get a full extension. Do you
Correct.
hear the inflection of my
No, you
voice?
don't get to go to Juilliard until your plie is already pretty damn good.
Oh, well, I guess the injury was not that bad.
Well-
Sorry, I'm being a dick. Adam,
Acting,
don't listen to me,
that's
you
not
son of a
necessarily
bitch.
sternum dependent. I don't think. So, just saying.
Oh my god.
Well, I don't want to bag on him or plug him anymore until he comes on the show.
Yeah, I agree. All right.
We're done talking about this guy.
Agreed.
All right, done. You're done. We're done with you,
So-
Adam Driver, until
then
you come on the show.
Hey, but I'm a fan though, and I applaud the
Hey, just glad a fellow Marine's out there doing well. Good on you.
Yes.
yeah.
Yutting
I gotta go
and
see the
jutting.
movie though. I
Yeah.
it's the whole Star Wars series for nothing.
Oh,
If
yeah.
I hurry up and go see it, I guess.
So
Oh, yeah.
the other movie that's coming out soon that may a lot of our
That movie
our-
Revenant.
Revenants looks pretty awesome,
That looks freaking cool.
but also 13 Hours.
Oh yeah, the Benghazi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now
That might just
I know
be bad.
I know it's a Michael Bay movie, but that means a lot of shit is gonna. That means a lot of shit's gonna blow up,
Right.
and it'll probably be a really cool like action movie.
Well, that's probably pretty accurate because a lot of shit did blow up.
Correct, but you can't.
Does the embassy turn into a transformer?
No, probably not. But
If it's
But it would be
modular,
really
if it was
fucking
made out of shipping containers, it could.
that was awesome.
I'd be the DM in the top of that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Shit. Turns into Voltron. And
The alternative to Transformers.
you're correct. Voltron was the shit back in the day, boy. Just saying.
Just throwing that out there.
Just throwing that out there.
Voltron, if you got any nuts, you'll come on the show.
God damn.
So a
Right,
standard
enough-
ISO shipping container is either 20 feet, 40 feet, or 45 feet long. I'm just saying.
Well, then you got different heights too.
Yes, you do. You got one width though. They're all 8 feet wide.
All of them are 8 feet
All
wide.
8 feet wide. But you got either 8.5 or 9.5 feet high, depending on whether it's a high cube or just a standard.
Well, you got to go for the high ceilings, so you got to get that.
Yeah, I would agree.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Very.
Because by the time you put like
Who the fuck
internal,
wants an 8 foot ceiling?
Yeah, by the time you put internal finishings and flooring and ceiling material and things like that, now you're down to 8 feet. Who wants that?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
9-foot ceilings all the way.
Who wants a 7-foot ceiling? It's bullshit.
Yeah, but you take 2 containers, put them together, like a couple of 20-footers. Now you got a 16 foot wide by 20 foot long room, which is badass.
I'm gonna walk into somebody's shipping container house, be like, "This 7-foot ceiling's fucking bullshit."
Couldn't splurge for the fucking 9.5 footer, huh?
Fucking
9.5 foot
That's
ceiling.
the guy that took pallets and threw them
Cheap
up
bastard.
to make a floor out of it.
loser.
You loser. Couldn't splurge for the 8.5 or the 9.5 foot ceiling, could we?
I see what's going on here.
Oh man.
Mama's
I was going across the Bay Bridge, that gigantic bridge that goes from Delaware to Maryland the other day.
Oh,
And there was this massive freaking cargo ship going underneath. Probably had about, I don't know, 300 shipping containers on it or more. Had to have been more probably. That
God
ship
damn.
was insane. And I'm like, I nudge my wife and I go, well, could make a lot of houses out of that fucking place. It was freaking insane. And
Yeah,
then they
man.
come in and they only use them a few times and then boom, they sell them.
$2 to $4 grand for a 40 foot by 8 foot by 9.5.
Yes.
If
It depends a lot on the condition. If it's
I guess it's true.
if you want to buy a new one that's nice and clean and never been used, it gets more expensive, significantly more expensive.
I will use the used ones.
Yeah.
Thank you. I want one that cabbage has been shipped in.
I'm gonna get one where it's certified, like that it was used in human trafficking. Is that fucked up?
Yes.
That
As I was saying, we
fucked
go from cabbage to human trafficking.
up. Is that a little? Is that
Yes.
Has there
weird?
been a Chinese family?
Mike, there's something wrong with you, brother. We'll get. Don't worry, we'll get it fixed.
It's a
We'll
piece of
figure it out.
history.
We are going to put Mike in Wario Angel Foundation, get him fixed up. Don't worry.
Yeah.
We're gonna.
Shoot them up with all kinds of stuff.
Can I take this helmet off yet?
And we will be,
Well, that's why you have
you'll
the
be
beard.
all set.
Speaking of Warrior Angel Foundation, glad you brought that up, Jocelyn. So have you heard back from those guys yet?
Yes, I am filling out the paperwork slowly and surely over the last 3 weeks.
I have not yet completed mine because it's like really a lot of questions. So I've not actually spoken to anybody out there yet. But I actually gave him a plug today. That's why I brought it up, because I'm in a closed Facebook page that consists of a certain population of military guys.
I know this said page of yours.
Yeah, that will remain nameless. But
He's always so fucking cryptic about it too.
well, I'm not trying to call anybody out or dime anybody out, so I'm not gonna name it, because if I name it, then everybody will know exactly who the hell.
Oh, what the hell?
So-
Any publicity is good publicity. Let's make it.
Well,
viral
no,
here.
not in this particular. let me and you'll understand. So basically, these guys were in a thread talking about one guy posted an original post about how he's sick of the VA, and he had a picture. He posted a picture of all the drugs that he's been prescribed,
Nice.
and it was like more drugs than there were more medicine bottles than I have fingers and toes, right? And so people were posting comments about how crappy it is that they drug you up, and very quickly somebody posted a comment about medical marijuana. And of course, it just went from there, and everybody's like, "Oh yeah, smoking dope, it's the greatest thing since sliced bread." And da 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 da. And I'm like, yeah. And I'm not against, you guys know that I'm not against necessarily somebody smoking dope in the privacy of their own home and all that kind of stuff. But to self-diagnose and self-medicate when you've got multiple issues going on in your life probably isn't the smartest way to go about stuff. And as an alternative, I suggested the Warrior Angel Foundation to maybe have them take a look at what's really going on with you physiologically. And I kind of explained the whole thing about how they analyze, where your hormone levels are and why that's important for PTSD and TBI patients, because, your hormone levels get impacted by the actual physical shrinkage of your hippocampus and other parts of the brain that produce various hormones. And so the physical shrinkage that results from the trauma is what results in the jacked up hormone levels, and the jacked up hormone levels is what then in turn impacts your neuropathways, and you end up over time developing different neuropathways to have certain thought processes or deal with certain thoughts and feelings and things like that are not the ideal neuropathways.
Meanwhile, that stoner on the thread is going, what?
Yeah, well, I didn't say all that. I'm just for our listeners, for a little bit of background. But anyway, I got a couple of good, couple of likes, and a couple of people commented that they'd heard of it too. But I think things like that, it's an alternative medicine, I guess. That's not, it's scientifically vetted and all, but it's not really mainstream yet. So.
Cigars and Sea Stories is proud to support and sling Counter-Strike Coffee. Counter-Strike Coffee, I want you to know, is meant to be drink black. Now, I myself love coffee. I'm a big coffee drinker. I went away from black coffee for a little while. Needed the cream and sugar when I was rocking it with the generic blend. Counter-Strike Coffee brought me back into the fold in a huge, huge way. They do a great dark roast. I'm a big fan of napalm. That's my fave. Smooth operator is good, though. It can go with cakes and pies, and I got a bit of a sweet tooth. I know a couple of us do, And then also Firewatch. Firewatch, that's going to be the kick in the ass that you need in order to get your day going the right way. You know what I'm saying? If you haven't already done so, check out counterstrikecoffee.com. Use promo code Cigars and Sea. You will get 10% off. Again, that's counterstrikecoffee.com. Use promo code Cigars and Sea to get yourself 10% off.
Well, I'll tell you what, that is actually based on science. It's based on taking measurements of your levels instead of this bullshit psychiatry, which is based on a group of people sitting in a room deciding this is a disease, this isn't. And then they prescribe medicines based on, I think that you might have a deficiency in this, or that something's not working right, which they never check, they never test level. Not one thing in psychiatry is scientific, and yet they will prescribe 10, 15 medicines to people that fuck up permanently your brain chemistry and all of your thought processes, and it's just based on, I guess risk reward is better for the person, and yet it ruins lives more often.
Yeah,
than
all
not.
they're treating. You're right. All they're treating is symptoms.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I feel depressed. Well, let's give you something that makes you feel up, like amphetamine. Okay. Well, I feel like I'm going 90 miles an hour all the time. Okay. Well, let's give you some barbiturates
to bring you off the uppers.
Yeah.
You need a little bit of crack to go with that weed.
Well, that's what they're doing.
You're gonna be leveled right off. We're gonna be fine.
So that's the thing. We need to get Warrior Angel Foundation and the medical, actual scientific treatments that are based on what your levels are, and they can test them. They can see if you are correct when they start implementing your treatment directly to you, and then you can adjust from there with a doctor that actually knows what he's doing and is not a quack. And every single psychiatrist is quack.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and that's why I brought it up, because we're, there's members of the Cigars and Sea Stories team that are looking into it and interested in it, and we've all had our unique experiences with other things, with various established forms of medicine or mental health or whatever, and the shit's just not working. So there's got to be a viable alternative, and So that's why I put it out there, and that Facebook site was, just to kind of give guys something else to look at, because that's all they're doing. They're all just reaching out for something. They want to know
straight up
what else is available,
But
Donate.
I will say this, for the guys reaching out to marijuana, like, as far as safety goes, it's, in my opinion, and I will be probably, like, burned at the stake for this, but it is so much safer than any of that shit. Any SSRI that has a potential to make you go into psychotic episodes, no, fuck all that. If someone's going to self-medicate, that's the safest form, by and large.
I just think self-medicating in general is probably not a good idea, but
Right,
yeah,
right.
You're right. Yeah, I mean, compared to
even compared to
psychiatrist
alcohol, the
Yes.
most prevalent self-medication there is terrible for you.
yeah,
I
that
mean,
shit'll stop your heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, in that regard,
Well,
That
at
shit
the-
can fuck your life up. Let me
At
tell
the
you
end of the
what.
day, though, like the Warrior Angel Foundation,
Warrior
Angels Foundation.org
Yeah, angels with an S. That's
Angels.
right.
is amazing organization, and frankly, the more money they get, the more vets they can help. So feel free to go over there and donate. Tell all your friends and family to donate as well, because they're doing the work that basically no one else is doing.
And when are we going to have that guy on? Didn't
We're-
somebody say that we were going to have him on?
We already had Andrew on.
Oh, you did? Oh,
Episode
that's right.
40.
I wasn't around.
No, you were running the Spartan relay.
Yeah.
Episode 40. Check it
You were
out. It's
adding
awesome.
value.
Yeah.
You were adding value in other ways.
Yes.
I was being a self-serving son of a bitch that day.
well, no,
that's
no,
what I
Oh, really?
Well, you were running with the boys from the Sheepdog.
Yeah, we were out with Sheepdog Impact Assistance running a Spartan race with some combat wounded veterans.
Did Mashy run in that race?
Was Mashy there? Yeah,
he did a mud run not that long ago.
I think
know that.
I think he was there. Yeah.
Because he's going to be on in what, February, Mike? Is that right?
Yeah,
Have
I
you
think
looked at
so.
the calendar? I
don't-
think it's February.
I don't have it in front of me right now.
I don't either, but we're going to have him on in February. So
Yeah, John and
That
Nicole
should
are
be-
awesome. They're the founders of Veteran Healing Farms, which is a great concept out in Hendersonville, North Carolina.
they
He's
just
got-
raised $62,000
Yeah,
to build their training center.
their container training center.
Yes.
Built out of containers. Yes.
So actually, the original container that they bought was bought with money they won from the entrepreneurial boot camp with for
snap.
veterans, business
I'm gonna
plan
correct
competition
you.
money.
Until the day I die, until you get it right. It's entrepreneurship.
Entrepreneurship
Yes, not entrepreneur.
boot camp for veterans with disabilities.
Yes.
Business plan competition 2014
Yep. They
in Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah,
30
they-
man, right?
30 or 35.
And then
30.
I think they got another 5 for taking the pitch competition as well.
Something like that. And they
Very well.
used a portion of that to buy an awesome shipping container off of a company that was building them for FEMA.
Yep. I
And-
think it's got cots.
Oh, it's amazing.
Like
What,
little
8?
beds.
Is it 6 bunks or 8?
I think it's 6.
I think it's 6 too, but it's awesome.
Yeah, it's like little bunk cubicles, and then they've got a little kitchenette in there and a head. It's really cool.
and
It
a
is.
dinette set.
So, and a dinette set.
I didn't see that set, but okay.
Hi. Would you
Gee,
like a
that
dinette
sounds-
set?
Oh,
Yeah, they're going to raise this thing up on pillars so it's out of the floodplain, and they're going to build
pretty awesome.
build decks all around it and all that kind of stuff. It's going to be an awesome little facility for,
And then they're going to train other vets how to do what they're doing.
which is grow stuff from the earth, from the good
so
earth.
you can eat it.
Yep, good food.
So
Oh, man.
we could use something on pillars at Invictus.
We could.
We could.
Obviously, our basement is in a floodplain as well.
On
Hey,
top
man,
of
we're
a
good.
hill, somehow,
we're
Invictus
set.
got flooded.
We're
No big
set
deal.
now. Now we're set.
we're good.
Oh my God! When you sent me those pictures, I was like, "You got to be shitting me."
Yeah,
You should have.
that was a
You
little.
should have been. You should have been my feet in those fucking
I can
socks.
imagine.
tell you
Sometimes
what.
the game
Hello.
comes to you.
Exactly.
Holy crap! I've been there. I've had it happen when I lived in New York.
This is the
Sump pump.
second time in a year, though. Not in this place. Not in this place. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But when I was living up north, it flooded my basement. So it's like, fuck, not again.
Freaking sump pump
Maybe
fails.
this
and
is
it's
God's
on.
way of saying you need a colonic, Mike.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Or a house without a fucking basement.
You don't need all this shit.
You need a tiny home on stilts.
Yeah.
Or a container home on stilts. How about that?
You know what? That's what we should do. We should get us a 20-foot container, right? A 20-foot, 9.5-foot tall container, and we can pour our own stilts. All we got to do is get the cardboard tube, forms
pillars,
for
the pillars.
Yeah, and just do a couple of 12-inch diameter, or do 4 12-inch diameter pillars with rebar. We can build that ourselves.
And those giant bolts that you embed in the concrete.
Yeah, the all thread.
And then bolt the shipping container to it.
Yep.
Because what's the tensile strength, Jocelyn?
It's a lot.
1.6 million pounds, if I recall correctly.
Jesus, dude.
I mean, those things are freaking strong.
Damn.
The maximum gross weight for shipping purposes for a 20-foot container is 71,650 pounds.
Fuck. Wow.
That's a lot.
Mike's beard could even fit in that.
This
Possibly.
Is the beautiful mane. Dude, I've got like my pistol and I'm James Bonding it around the fucking office right now.
Just make sure you're downloaded already.
Stroking my beard in my bathrobe.
That's gross.
Just like
So
dude,
gross.
it's so fucking Selleck style around here right now.
Selleck.
Drink
Fucking
it in.
Selleck.
I think I just threw up a little bit in my mouth.
Yeah, it threw up in the mouth, and it's straight Magnum PI rolling around here.
When are
Fucking
we going to
A.
have some Ferraris rolling around? Because I would drive in a 308. What is it, 308?
I don't remember what kind he had.
What's a 308? What?
The kind of
that he
Ferrari
drove?
that Tom Selleck drove in.
Oh.
Magnum.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's been a long time since I saw that show.
308. I think you might be right.
But that was a cool show.
Cool show, cool car.
Yeah,
and
man.
TC owned the car, but somehow Magnum drove it all the time. No big deal.
Yeah. You only saw TC driving his helicopter, which was cool.
So
Pretty
how
much.
was that guy rich? It was never explained.
Which one?
TC?
Magnum or TC?
Well, Magnum wasn't rich. He lived in the rich guy's basement where the Dobermans hated him, and then
Right.
TC was his buddy that let him have the Ferrari.
Well, TC wasn't rich. TC just owned that
TC was the
helicopter.
helicopter pilot.
That was his business. He gave like flying tours, and whenever Magnum had a problem and he needed to get somewhere or do something, TC just chipped in with his helicopter to go make it happen. He was like the aviation element of the MagTaf.
Of the Magnum TAF.
So he lived at a place called Robin's Nest, and
Yep.
the guy's name was Robin Masters.
Yeah, and you never saw him.
Never.
You just saw his representative.
But you always had the sneaky suspicion that Robin Masters was Higgins.
Yeah. Like
Well, he
there was
wasn't?
this big charade going on.
That he was Higgins.
Well, I always thought he was.
Well, Higgins was technically the estate manager.
Yeah, he was like his representative. Did you know that Obama has I think he purchased that estate,
Shut the front door.
or he at least he tried to. I don't know if it actually went through or not, but I know just recently in the last few months that estate was for sale, and Obama was trying to purchase it. I don't know if it actually happened, but I know that there was a big stink about it. You know, a lot of people. Of course, the media grabs a hold of it, and the conservative media, obviously, they're saying, "Oh yeah, the neighbors have all decided they're going to pick up and move if he moves in," and blah blah blah. And I don't know if any of that's true, but he was looking at that as his place to live when he gets out of office and goes back home.
Yeah, whatever.
So.
Fuck it.
Yeah,
Well, I'll tell you
They're
what.
all rich. They're all rich when they're
He might
done.
end up
So
growing a mustache. Maybe he'll turn his life around.
maybe.
I doubt it. I can't see Obama with a mustache.
I want to see him grow a beard. That's all I'm saying.
I don't, because then he'd look exactly like Osama bin Laden. And that would be freaking creepy.
Obama.
I always mix it up and call him Osama every once in a while, anyhow, on accident.
Really? It's not
It's like
very
a
nice.
Freudian slip.
I think he only
Freudian
had. I think he only had Osama bin Laden killed so he could take his place.
If you actually believe that Osama bin Laden was killed.
Oh,
No, I did. I'm just kidding.
Twist.
I don't want to go there.
Twist.
I knew that was shit. No, I'm just kidding. But that is kind of fun.
The gray area.
Where's the hell's his name? Alex Jones. We have turned into the Alex Jones broadcast. Conspiracy theories extraordinaires.
Bum, bum, bum.
Christ.
Collaborate like the Jedi Council.
Where'd
Look
that come
at that. Dude, lifehack.org. You want to get lost on the internet someday? Go to
crazy.
Lifehack. Oh, yeah.
There's
Dude.
some dumb stuff there, boy. I'll tell you.
Well, oh, dude, all sorts of stuff. Art of Manliness is another one on here. Let's see. Oh, God.
Check out Bulletproof Executive. I mean, they've got some good information for entrepreneurial types.
I would agree as well, my friend. That is a pretty good
The
website.
successful ones that can afford all the shit that they're peddling, but however, it's some good shit.
There's a lot of good guys out there that, especially this what do they call them? Lifestyle entrepreneurs.
Like the Tim Ferrisses.
Yeah, Lewis Howes, guys like that. Yeah, funny stuff.
Well, we are lifestyle entrepreneurs ourselves. However, our lifestyle is quite different.
It's called the broke ass mofos.
Grunt
Yeah, it's called hand to mouth.
Right.
Yeah, but I think that's the whole game, though, also, is that the lifestyle entrepreneur started exactly out of that. And
Correct.
just like, okay, this is philosophy and existence at the same time. I think what's funny about it is that they've stumbled across something that literally anybody can do. It doesn't matter who you are, you can do that.
Yeah, and you really don't need a lot of money to start.
Anyone. Well, and here's the other thing too. You really don't need a really good lifestyle either. You could be a shitbag.
As long as you can
and
present
do that.
yourself correctly.
Well, but that's the thing though, is it's not necessarily like, it doesn't even need to be a good taste. Like, fuck off. I go to McDonald's every day. You know what I mean? Like, there are documentaries that are like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a thing. You know, that's the other part to this game as well, is like, we're not necessarily lifestyle entrepreneurs so much as like we're living a lifestyle and a philosophy to an extreme. We're taking what we already knew, or at least in my own case, I mean, to whatever extent, and we practice what we preach, but we take what we learned in the military and then apply it now into business. So it's taking the education or the training that we had before and then now using that to our advantage, which is a unique subculture thing. It could be considered a lifestyle, changing thing to a lot of different, dare I say it, average civilians. I mean, dude, the average person, and I hate using that term, can I just say, like, the guy who doesn't get up at 6 a.m. and immediately start work until, what fucking time is it right now? What, it's 9:30 last night. It was 11 when we stopped recording. Like, this is what we do. This is our lifestyle. This is, I mean.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
Yeah.
I like it. That's why I'm doing it. And yeah,
I don't like it. I quit.
I should.
I
I should put my fucking diet on here. It's got it's got their diet and training and all of this.
Oh
stuff.
God, it's
Like,
cool.
You don't have a diet.
Mike Penny's
your diet
diet
is what's in
mini
front of me.
wheat-
Let's eat.
Mini wheats. I had mini wheats, an apple, a venison burger, and then my favorite beverage. I got to tell you guys about this. This is going to be sweeping North Carolina and probably the nation here pretty soon. So you better look out, America.
Jesus.
Are you ready for
Don't
this?
say cheer wine.
Are you ready? So it's chocolate ice cream and cheer wine. All right.
Oh, it sounds horrific.
So you're making.
Horrifically bad.
Sweeping
So you're
the
making a
nation.
float. It is so good. It is so good. You ready for this?
If he
Are you
says the
ready?
word cheer wine again, I'm leaving.
Okay, are you ready for this? It's chocolate ice cream and cheer wine. And here's what we're asking. Here's what we're asking the soda jerk for. All right. Here's what we're asking the guy scooping the ice cream. I'll take a red velvet, please. Yeah.
Now,
Oh,
shoot yourself in the face.
Hello.
Are you sure you're a Marine veteran?
You try that shit right now. You
I
crack
hate
the
it.
cheer wine and put. Oh man.
Excuse me, soda jerk. Can I have a red velvet, please?
I'll take a red velvet. And they're gonna be like, dude, what kind of badass, like, booze, shot, whatever. No, man, it's chocolate ice cream and cheer wine.
Sometimes
And
This conversation
listenership
just went way
agrees.
bad.
And our listenership agrees that it sounds horrible.
It's delicious.
All right.
Try it.
We got to let Justin go to bed.
Is it time already?
Yeah.
Fuck
We're
that
at
guy.
No, it's
51
only been
minutes.
30 minutes.
50
The hell it
minutes.
has. It's been an hour.
He was an accident. His
Oh, it has.
parents don't love him. He should probably go play in traffic.
It's
It's
true.
gonna be totally fun.
It's all
But we,
true.
but we love him.
Well, guys,
do it
we kind
better.
of touched on a lot of good topics tonight, a lot of fun stuff, but we didn't really come to any resolution on anything. Did we intend to come to any resolution on anything?
No, because we like to leave it open for our audience.
Good.
Dude,
Because I feel like we failed if we.
Everyone
We're
tell
supposed to
Mike
dump.
how awesome tiny homes are, and we'll get him in one that's 280 square feet and turn his life around.
fuck
Let's do this.
that. You might want to add a 0 to that equation.
We'll give that to your wife and kid. You get to stay in the 200 square feet part.
Oh, thanks. Do I get a loft?
Nope.
Yeah, a sleeping loft. It's 80 square foot. You can climb in there off of a scaffolding.
And drink your fucking red velvet bullshit.
Yeah, we'll
It's
set
like
it up
being on deployment. It's like so
like
bad.
living in a chicken coop. No big deal.
Ew.
Oh,
Ew. Nasty.
Should I end the episode with a fucking tirade
Yes.
like I
Oh,
did the other
please.
night?
Are you gonna do
No,
that
I
again?
can't
Are you
do
gonna
it.
drop
I
the
can't
mic
do
and walk away?
Tirade. Let's do this, ladies and
Go ahead,
gentlemen.
Bennett.
I don't have one. I don't have a rant freaking prepared. So
No.
so never mind. I'm
All
sorry.
right, I got one.
Shouldn't have brought it up.
I'm always ready for this one. This is my
Yes.
soapbox that I got in my back pocket, no matter where I go.
All right, you ready?
Here we go.
2 minutes. Go.
You-
2
you
minutes.
know why there's 22 a day? If you're a freaking registered voter, adult American, and you have not served in the military, it's your fucking fault. It's your fault that 22 a day veterans are killing themselves. And here's why. Because there's a huge disconnect between the military and the civilian population. Because since 9/11, only 0.45% of the population has served in uniform. That means that 99.55% of the population has not served in uniform since 9/11. That's totally unlike what it used to be like back in World War II, when a much larger chunk of the population actually served. But not only that, even if the numbers were the same, the folks who stayed at home actually had skin in the game back then. Nowadays, they don't. There's no war bonds. There's no victory gardens. There's no suffering. There's no hardship as a result of the wars that we fight. The only people that are fighting the war are the guys in uniform. Everybody else is shopping at the freaking mall and sitting in a cubicle at work. Nobody else has skin in the game. So that's the disconnect. And then you've got the added fact that being a part of the military, by its nature, most guys who join the military join right out of high school or right out of college. And that means that before you join the military, you're still an adolescent or, basically a minor kid, still living under mom and dad's roof for the most part, right? Very, very few exceptions to that, in the overall numbers. So your whole adult experience in life is inside this microcosm, this separate society that's apart from everything else, where you were indoctrinated in a pressure cooker called boot camp into the military way of doing things as a very young, impressionable adult. And that's how you've lived all your life until the day you get out, whether it's 4 years later, 10 years later, or 30 years later. That's all you freaking know, you know? And then you get out, nobody ever taught you how to be a freaking civilian adult. Nobody ever, you never had an opportunity to get acclimatized to that way of living outside of living under your mom and dad's roof, right? So it's not just a function of, getting a job or going to school or whatever. I mean, there's just, it's a complete life change. Literally every aspect of your life is in adjustment the day you walk out the door from the military. What brings all this together and makes it every voter's fault is that the military doesn't march to the beat of its own damn drum. This is America, where our military is beholden to the civilian authority. The civilian authority is constituted by our Congress and our executive branch, headed by the president. We elect those people. Right, wrong, or indifferent, we vote them in. It might not have been me personally or you personally, but enough of a majority voted these people into office, and they are the ones who are failing at diplomacy, that are creating the situations in the world over time that require the use of military forces to go and fix the problem. If they didn't fail at their jobs, we wouldn't have to send military off to go do stuff. We wouldn't have to send, young men and women off to go freaking shoot people in the face and go get PTSD and come back with TBI and missing limbs and all that kind of crap. So if you don't like the result of all these veterans coming home and flooding the job market, which there aren't really all that many good jobs to be had to begin with, and if you don't like the fact that there are so many veterans coming out with PTSD and all these different issues, and if you don't like just the fact that we're involved and got our fingers in so many pies around the world where troops are involved and bullets are flying, then freaking get your ass out and vote and do something about it. It's
Vote
your
better,
damn,
at least.
if you're an American adult who votes or who has the ability to vote, it's your fault. The 22 a day that are killing themselves, when it all is said and done, is the responsibility of every American. That's all I got.
Especially if you don't have a shipping container home.
I think I just dropped the microphone. Everybody's like,
Oh, snap.
Boom.
it.
Drop it.
I like
So, America, if you don't like what Tim says or you do like what he says, let us know.
Comment.
Oh, I love
Cigarsandseastories.com.
should I give him my personal cell phone?
No.
Not again.
No, dear God.
No, I do that on Facebook when people challenge me.
They just have to go to Warrior Hall.
Nobody ever calls because they have no balls.
I would agree because I didn't get any phone calls. So, but whatever. Or it's just that no one listens to our show. That could be it too.
Yeah, you know what? I don't say these things to make everybody agree with me. I
No.
say these things to stimulate a conversation.
Right.
And I really do. I hope that somebody hears this and writes into Cigars and Sea Stories and posts something on our Facebook page and says, hey, well, I have an alternative thought, or I like this, or I don't like that. I don't care. Whichever way it goes, doesn't matter to me. But let's get the conversation going and have a civil discourse where, as adult thinking Americans, we can exchange ideas and get the conversation going in the right direction.
I like it.
That's what we here at Cigars and Sea Stories want to see.
That's one of the reasons why I say, let's make it public. I mean, that's the idea, is let's discuss this openly. That's what it's all about. One individual human being has that individual right as a single human being. It doesn't matter whether or not you sway anybody else's opinion or I sway somebody else's opinion. It's to discuss it openly, to get those questions out of our head, so that way we can actually approach a scenario, because mob does not rule. That's not how this works. I'm an individual. I get to choose whatever the fuck I want.
Yep. Freedom, baby.
But I don't get to choose it for you, and you don't get to choose it for me.
Right.
Correct.
But when it comes to the common good, we have to agree on something. We can't disagree on everything.
Sure.
And I
that's
guarantee
why there's
it.
options.
Yeah, and I know that all four of us here on the Cigars and Sea Stories team, I know that we, deep down, more than anything else, we believe in our heart of hearts that as Americans, we all have more that we can agree on than we have to disagree on. There's more that binds us than what separates us.
America.
And all this, yeah, man, America, all this division and all this, trying to drive a wedge between different groups and different people, that's crap. We need to remove the divisions, remove the wedges, and start finding reasons to be unified. Divided, united we stand, divided we fall. I didn't make that shit up. Somebody smart did, and I think it makes sense. This is me.
Amen.
My name's Tim Parkhurst, and I approve this message.
No, my name's Tim Parkhurst. You're Michael Penny, and we both approve this message.
My name's Mike Penny, and I like to party.
All right, let's wrap this thing up. That was the tirade.
The tirade is over.
Let's see what our audience thinks about it.
The
rant
points
is
have been
over.
made.
God bless America and no one else. If you haven't already done so, click subscribe, rate, review the podcast. You can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Player FM. Folks, I need to tell you about our sponsors on this episode. Counter-Strike Coffee. Enter coupon code Cigars and Sea. You're going to get 10% off. Veteranslist.us. Again, discount code Cigars and Sea. You get 50% off. If you're a veteran-led business or organization, you want to be added to veteranslist.us, click on featured membership, type in Cigars and Sea. When you get to the coupon code, that'll be 50% off. God bless America, no one else. Gentlemen, it has been fantastic recording with you as always, and a variety show is, I believe, necessary because we talk about weird shit all the time anyhow. I love you guys. Have a good night. Take care, America.
Semper
Be
Fi,
well.
Marines.
Hoorah. And, hey, Jocelyn, cue the music, man.
Wilco. That's all you have to say. You don't have to say Roger Wilco. Just Wilco.